Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Right then, mods from Thursday the 19th of September. I realise this is being posted Friday morning, but they're still mods from yesterday. I'm going to start off with updates, and there were a few updates, some of which are minor things, bug fixes, texture fixes, new pictures in the Modhub, things like that. There was an update to the Krone Easy Cut F by Lucas and Puma. There was an update to the Joskin Tornado 3 by ETA La Mouchoise. And there was an update to the Case IH Quad Track series by Steenkamp Modding. That was, I think, the German translation I think was changed. But the most important one, and one I'm going to look at now, is the update to the John Deere 8350. When this came out, I said it was a game changer. I did say it was going to need an update because of something that was wrong with it. However, that has now been changed, so I still maintain, and this makes it like even more of a game changer now. The 8350 has been adjusted to allow for manual seeding because there were a lot of problems and it would only work if you hired a worker. So what we're going to do is very quickly jump in, start up my tractor. So I'm on my front one at the moment. If I turn that on, great. If I press triangle now and go to my next one, what was happening before is when you tried to turn that on, it turned the front one off. If I turn that one on, brilliant. Go to the next one, turn that one on, nice. If I drop the front one down, next one down, next one down. Hang on, so I just turn one off. Yep. Turn that back on. There we go. So now I manually, no worker hides down bottom right hand corner. The speed's not on orange. I'm not on nothing nefarious is happening. But the good thing about this is, depending on how many you have, if you've got parts of the field that haven't been done, if you've got a tiny strip left on the side, when you've done your entire field with 10 of these, you know, and you've got a little strip left on the side, you don't necessarily want to be running the whole rig down the side. So all you need to do then is just turn one off, maybe the second one off, and just run with the centre one, or turn that one back on and run with the two outside ones. Or if you wanted to go a bit weird, turn that one on, and you can go with strips either side and leave off the one in the middle. I'm not quite sure why you would want to do it that way around. So there you go, it has been fixed. It does mean now you can manually do your seeding if you want to. You can still hire a worker. If I just press circle now, it hires a worker and off it goes. So it has been fixed. It is fantastic. It is a game changer in my opinion. I think it's a brilliant seeder. And I think, like I say, hooking loads of them up together is absolutely fantastic. So there you go. That's the most important update of the updates from yesterday. Moving on, we have got this. This is the Valselli Multi-Wheels 250. This is by Sbaffo Farming, Matteo 7810 and MN3D. This is a two-part piece of machinery. It's a slurry spreader. Really nicely detailed as well. Loads going on. Let's say all the cabling, the hydraulic lines. Very, very cool. Quite a few options available on it as well. Plus we've got this back section which is removable. You don't have to have this back section on. The actual main tanker itself is 15 slots. That's the only thing that's a little bit high. And this back section is 10. So that's 25 slots for the whole lot. We'll have a look in store, but like I say, nice, neat, tidy mod. Lot going on. This is under slurry tanks. Don't realize how many slurry tanks I had. So there you go, 51,000 to buy it as the base model. Requires 250 horsepower. This will run at a 9 metre spread width if you use the standard spreader. So what we'll do is we'll look at the options available. We can change the rim colour. There's a few options available. There is a chrome one if you want to go all pimp my spreader or something. That's entirely to you. Main colour changes the chassis down at the front underneath. like so. And then design colour changes the front section pipework and bits and bobs that are on it. So hydraulic, ram and those sort of things, it changes those. If I go to orange, or yeah, you'll see it changes all of those. So now at the back configuration, we've got a pump plate down at the bottom, and I think that does the 9 metre spread. We can have 2-point hydraulic, which means you can hook up any of the different injectors and stuff that are in game. And there are a few different modded ones and ones that come in different packs, so you can hook up those hydraulic line systems, or you can go for the support for the tool injector, which is this thing that goes with this, so you can pick which one of those. And obviously if you go into the customization point, you can switch those around at any point you want to, which is great. Design, we can have black, we can have blue, we can have red, and back to black again. And then we've got wheels, we've got trailer borg, or we've got Michelin, or we've got knock-ins. So a few options on the actual tanker itself. Now the actual spreader bar here is 5,100. It's a 2.9 metre spreader. Requires another 50 horsepower on top. But there's a nice little thing with this. I know it's not very wide, but if you put them in conjunction with each other, I'll show you what I mean. Let's just jump into the... show you on the tanker first. This is a nice touch as well. And get to work. Right. We can do that. And we can do that. So you can do that thing where you can make it seem like, you know, when you go to the slurry points and stuff, or digestate points, that you're actually collecting, you know, you can put it into it, and it's just an additional thing to make it a little bit more kind of immersive. But I like that. I think that's cool. Don't we go all the way up? This is the problem with this PlayStation controller. There we go. Right. So what we'll do, we'll swing round onto a bit here. We have got beacons on top. I do like the addition of beacons on trailed vehicles. It's a nice touch. So what we'll do now, turn those beacons off. If I turn it on, go to the back, turn that on and drop it down, puts those into the ground, so it gives you a ploughed state. It will plough the ground for you, and it's injecting slurry in as it goes. You can see the slurry down the bottom right hand corner is going down. But a nice little trick with that, just lift it out of the ground. If I put on the help menu, it does say allow create fields there. So if I do L1 and allow create fields by pressing triangle, if I go to the edge, it should, in theory, if I wanted to, let's drop that down. There you go. So not only can you create a new field edge, bring it out a little bit further on your fields if you want to, you can be injecting your slurry in at the same time as doing it. So it will allow create fields as well. I know it's not particularly wide, but I like that. It's a nice touch. Nice mod, neat. 3 axles, front and rear axle steer, so it gives you a much better turning circle on it as well. No, that's a cool little bit of kit actually, depending obviously on what you're going to be running. But there you go, that's the Valselli Multi-Wheels 250 by Sbaffo Farming, Matteo 7810 and MN3D. Very cool. Next, and very quickly, we'll have a look at this. This is, it says folding door. This is by Nordfriese, I think it is, Nordfriese. It's a gate. At the end of the day, it opens and it closes, like so. This is found under, I think it was miscellaneous. It could have been decoration, but I think it's miscellaneous. There you go, 2,500. It's 2 slots. So if you've got a gap somewhere that you want to put a gate in, it may be the particular map you're using, this design fits better than some of the other ones. There you go. So that's the folding door, or gate, by Nordfriese. Next up we have this. This is the Fleegel VFW 18,000. This is by STv-Modding. 7 slots, another slurry spreader, 2 today. Few options available on this. Another very nice, neat. I love those chunky. I went for the slightly larger, chunkier tyres because I just thought it looked more. I don't know. It has a more aggressive stance to it. I don't know. I just like it. I think it's really, really cool. It's not a particularly large tank, but let's get on and have a look in the store, and I'll show you the bot that comes with it. Where are we? Slurry tanks again, aren't we? I think I went past it when I went to show the other one a minute ago. There we go, the Fleegel VFW 18,000. 28,000 is by not overly expensive. 18,000 litre tank, 150 horsepower required, but it has got a spreading width of 20 metres, which is pretty good. The other one that we just looked at standard was 9, and if you used the injector, brought it down to 2 point, whatever it was. But this is 20 metre spread, which is pretty cool. Options available. We can change the rim colour to all the various different. If I wanted to go with MrSealyp green, actually that doesn't look too bad with the grey. Design colour changes the colour of the decal on the sides. The orange kind of loses a little bit in the side there. Black stands out a bit better, and so does the white. Wheel brand, we've got Trelleborg. I'll zoom in a little bit. We have Trelleborg, and then we can have that standard or Modhub. And if we go back, we can have Michelin standard or wide. They're a little bit smaller profile, but they are wider. And then I think we haven't got. I thought we had Nokians on that. So yeah, Trelleborg is a Michelin, so you can have them standard or wide. Those are your options available on that. Very cool. Which brings me on to the last of the mods, which was the thumbnail. This is a Swiss Army knife of forestry. This is the Ponz Buffalo Dual by North Modding Company. If you don't like logging, you're not particularly going to be interested in this. If you like a bit of casual logging, this might be for you. And if you're into your logging big time, this is still, I like this. To me, this is a game changer. If you're going to do logging, this can bring you in at almost like an entry level. I say entry level, it depends on the price you're looking at, because you can put any of these bits on and off as you need them, so you don't need multiple pieces of machinery, which I think is quite good. What you normally have is the tree harvester, tree feller. You might have a feller buncher, then you've got your skidders, and in this case the Ponz Buffalo. There are various different versions of that. There's Komatsu ones, the forwarders that bring the logs out of the area. This has got a combination of both. It's got the crane arm on the top, but on the Ponz itself it's just got a big flat open back, and the crane has got nothing on it. But all these attachments then are available to put on. So for all intents and purposes, we've got a harvesting header, a felling header on the top there. So what you can do is you can put the bunks on the back for loading up logs. You can put one of the crane heads on if you want to, and attach that somewhere onto the frame as you go with a header. You can cut down the trees, then put the header down, grab the crane, load up the trailer. So you don't need two separate pieces of machinery. I like that as an idea. It's a brilliant concept. One thing I will say is it's a little bit fiddly. It takes a little bit of practice because it's the crane again. If you're not particularly au fait with the crane and how to use it, it can get a little bit tricky. But we'll have a look in store first. So the main vehicle is under forestry. So the Ponz Buffalo itself with the bunk and all the rest of it is 221,000. We scroll across. The Ponz Buffalo Dual is 221,000. So the base vehicle is pretty much the same. That is 14 slots for the base vehicle. Options available like most of the other ones. Well, I say modded ones now. What I do like is the fact that you can have any colour you want. So obviously I went for MrSealyp green, so that's what you can do. You can change the rim colour again to anything you want to match whatever colour scheme you're running. We've got the option of Trelleborgs. The other thing I like on this one as well now is we've got Twin Forest, or you can go for the T404. So there's a couple of options now with the Trelleborgs, or we can go with the Ollis 4s, and then there's a whole variety of different track options on the Ollis 4s, which is very nice indeed. Then round at the front we have got the option of blade and guard removed, blade and guard, guard no blade, blade no guard, and then back to both removed, which is pretty handy. So we then come on to the implements themselves. So we go along to forestry equipment and we scroll across till we get to them. There we go. So in order, the grapple is 4 slots, the harvester header is 4 slots, the front bunk is 3 slots, the back bunk is 10 slots, the clam bunk is 6 slots, and the Ponz 035 grapple is only one slot, oddly enough, and I prefer that one, the 035 HD, to the standard one. I think they're probably almost identical. They do the same job. I don't know why. I just, it seems a little bit bigger, a little bit chunkier. Anyway, so those are your options available. Prices aren't too bad. And options, again, what I do like on all of these, you can change the colour. So you can do an alternate colour scheme or a matching colour scheme and all your headers and implements and stuff now on this, which is pretty cool. And that's the same on each one of those as you scroll across. So actually making this work, well, that's a little bit of a trickier proposition. Headers aren't a problem, but the actual bunks themselves are a little bit trickier, and I shall tell you for why. Because you can't just drive up to them and attach them, which would be lovely. What I'll do now is pick up that, because what you need to do now, what's happened is I've picked the header up. If you look top left hand corner, the header is now active, not the thing, so you have to go back to the harvester itself if you want the crane to operate. Otherwise you won't have any option on the crane. Because I did wonder first of all, hang on a minute, I've hooked that up and now nothing's working. So this is the thing about it, and this is where it gets a little bit fiddly. I didn't want to spend the sort of episode doing... Oh, actually there was an option I wanted to show you, just so you realise. Bring that back a little bit. Forward a little bit. It's just fiddly, you know. And that's my point, is when I get to that point there, let's close that up. So you pick it up and you've actually got to kind of place it on yourself, which it's, once you get a little bit better with the crane and stuff, it's not too bad, but and once you've got it in the style or configuration you want, again, that's not too bad. So if I do that, let's go right down, attach. Now I need to release it. It's because it does that with the crane. It has a bit of a freak out with the crane hand. There we go. So that's the front bunk on. See, what I think I would probably do now is I would put the front bunk on, the back bunk on, then the actual grapple I will just attach somewhere on here. Then I'd grab the header, and that would be my setup. I would go out with it like that, fell the trees, and then use the grapple, or if I've got another vehicle with me, load the bunk up on the back. So for all intents and purposes you've got a tree harvester with a bunk on the back. I like that as an idea. That was what I meant to show you. In actually every single time under forestry equipment, go back across, the rear clam bunk, the back bunk, right, so the back bunk we can change the main colour. Now we've got there a third bunk on the back. It says attacher removed, or we can have trailer attacher, which takes the last bunk off but does give you the option of a trailer attacher on the back, so you can put another log trailer on behind it, which again, that makes it a brilliant bit of kit, because then you can take the bunk on this, a trailer on the back as well, you've got the harvesting header and a grapple, or if you take another vehicle with you, like I say. So you could, if you wanted to, put a trailer on the back like a low loader type trailer, and you could take a wheel loader or a telehandler or something out with you as well to help you load the logs up. Depends how good you are with the crane, of course. So yeah, I meant to show that. That's a good option. I like that. That's pretty cool. Just give me a moment, and what I'll do then is I'll get the rest of it on, and we'll have a quick look. Right, so like I say, this is probably how I would roll it if it was me. I would have both the bunks on the back. Take the actual clamp with me. I might find somewhere else to put it that there doesn't. What you need is a holder, like a little bay or a bed. I might be missing something. There might be somewhere obvious that could go. With the trailer hitch on the back, so you can run another trailer on the back behind it. I don't often use the clam bunks. But the clam bunk can go on there too, and then have the header for actual doing the forestry, which if I switch that on now like so, that reminds me, mustn't forget that, one of the most important bits about the header. So The header's now turned on, and using that crane you've got all the flexibility to cut the trees to whatever length you want to, wherever you want to. Now here's the thing about this, and that's why I love this setup. I can then switch onto the crane option, grab the grapple, load the logs on, and I've got the whole thing in one go. But look at the top left hand corner, change cut length. So triangle, I can go 2 metre, I can do 1 metre, 2 metre, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it goes all up to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 metre cut lengths, anywhere from 1 to 15 and back to 1 again. That's brilliant. Game changer. I'm saying it, and it is. It's a cool bit of kit. Like I say, it's a bit fiddly to set up, but for under 300,000, I've now got myself a forwarder and tree feller harvester all in one. If I do L1, R1 and X, I can change my driving position, as you can with a lot of these vehicles now. And our camera options are in cab, crane, left to crane, right, and just left to crane, not right crane, and back to cab again. So yeah, I think it's a brilliant innovation, nice addition. And say, I think having that with the actual bunks on the back, and then with the trailer option to stick a trailer on the back of that as well, that's all your logging needs in one vehicle. If you look at it as an option, I don't know why I do it every single time. Under forestry machines, if I look at, say, getting a Ponz Buffalo for 221 grand, and I go for a Ponz Scorpion for 440, that's 661,000 for the tree harvester and the Buffalo. You know, admittedly, you might not, often use the Buffaloes, but to me, even if you just bought the Buffalo with the actual header for doing the forestry, that's half the price of buying the Scorpion King and the Komatsu. So, yeah, I don't know, I'd say it's a no-brainer. Nice bit of kit. So there you go, that's by North Modding Company. Very cool. That's it. That's the mods and updates for Thursday the 19th of September. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.